And hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stuart Van and welcome to episode 2 of my Summer of Punk TEW 2020 save. Obviously we are back after episode 1 when we done rebook of Money in the Bank. Obviously that'll be a link in the top description there or in the description below, and obviously a link to there on top of this video. But yes, obviously we're back for this. That was kind of like twinkling what was already there. This is the first kind of Raw and the final first where I get to really show my creative juices and kind of show what kind of plans I have going into this save. So obviously this is the first one after Money in the Bank. CM Punk's gone. He's walked out with the WWE Championship as in real life. So obviously the first Raw, what's going to happen? Vince said if John Cena didn't win, if he might be fired. Would it be repercussions to that in any other way? But yeah, it's obviously good stuff there, so we'll find out in a minute. But if you want to make sure you don't miss anything, please like and subscribe. That'd be really appreciated. Obviously put comments below if you want to let me know what you think of this booking so far, because I'm really enjoying doing this, so let me know what you think. But yes, obviously let's dive straight into this this edition of Monday Night Raw, and we kick off with Vince in the ring, and he isn't happy about what's happened at Money in the Bank and CM Punk leaving with the championship. Start off this edition of Monday Night Raw with Vince McMahon in the ring. Obviously he is not happy with what happened in Money in the Bank, with CM Punk walking out with that championship and taking the championship with him. So that means there's no WWE champion on Monday Night Raw. Vince is pissed. Only one person's to blame, John Cena, and that only means one thing, as he promised him, he's going to get fired. So, but yes, obviously the Triple H comes out. He's not happy with Triple H comes out. Vince is like, why are you here? Triple H comes out and basically sits there and says, well, you saying you're not happy with what happened in the situation? The board, we've been talking in the morning. Vince is like, they've been talking, where was my invite? You're not invited because it's about you, Vince. We're not happy, your ego's got in the way. This situation could have been handled so much better if you just didn't take your ego and talk to CM Punk. But you didn't, and you antagonized him to the point that he left with that championship. And look at the situation we're in now. So, Triple H is like, to regret to inform you, Vince, that you've been relieved of your duties as CEO and of charge of WWE. Vince isn't happy about this. You say, you can't do this to me. I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon. You know who I am. That kind of stuff. Triple H is like, you can't get me to leave. You can't get me to leave, Vince says. And then obviously the security comes out, escorts Vince. He has no choice but to leave. Triple H is like, escorting out, the crowd's going, na, way, goodbye, that kind of stuff. Vince is furious, he's being escorted out. Triple H is like, well, we've got that out of the way. So as me being the new guy in charge, there's going to be a 8-man WWE Championship tournament to decide a new WWE champion, because this show deserves to have a world champion on this show. So tonight, 2 of those matches are going to be on. We're going to have John Cena is going to be involved. We're going to have Dolph Ziggler. We're going to have Alberto Del Rio, we're going to have John Morrison, we're going to have The Miz, R-Truth, Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio, all going to battle it out the next couple of weeks to define who's going to be the final 2, and that's going to be decided. The final 2 are going to battle at SummerSlam, and the winner of that will become the new WWE champion. But that starts tonight. And basically it sets up that, and then tonight we've got 2 matches. Obviously we'll find out who their matches were later on. But Triple H is in charge. Hot segment, 83, good start. As I said, got the angle, crowds up for it. The show starts off with strong, so good stuff here. Happy with it. So 83, awesome stuff there. But the first match of the night is going to be the tag team championships on the line, with the champions David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy going against, surprisingly, as it was an open challenge, but who answers the challenges is Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Terry Funk. Can they get the win? Can they? Surprise, and go back to the old times. The answer to that question is, for 43, no, of course not. I'm not going to let 2 legends come in, take tag team championships off. It's just not going to happen. But 43, I wouldn't expect anything crazy here. Obviously, this supposed to be like an open challenge type thing, where but I was trying to find someone that basically I was going through all like local talent and didn't have scores, but I saw these 2 and thought, it'd be a good little gimmick kind of thing. But yeah, 43, good stuff. Obviously, David Otunga pins Terry Funk to get the win. But yeah, nothing crazy here. I like it. It's not going to be a great match. Obviously, the high scores were David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy. Good stuff there. 44 by Terry Funk. hats off Jim Duggan. 28, not great, but that's fine. 43, you're not expecting, obviously with the hot of the first match, it just calms it down a little bit. Nothing crazy here, but obviously 43. But after the match, you've got Darutunga and Marco Makidikali go on the mic and start to praise and said, this is the best we got. We give you an open challenge out there, and this is the best you got. 2 old timers that are past their prime. If this is the best that the tag team division's got, then no one's taking these titles off us for a very, very long time. While they're saying this, obviously you've got was it 2 people coming from the crowd. Obviously they don't know about it. Turns around, guess who they are? And yes, there are one team that believes they can beat them, and that is for 43. The Usos come from the crowd. They shouldn't be on because they were SmackDown talents, but obviously we know with the tag division, I have decided it could be both Raw and SmackDown superstars can fight for those titles because we haven't got a lot of tag teams. So the Usos attack from behind, starts off, first shots are fired. The Usos are wanting gold, and yeah, so 43, very good there. Awesome stuff. So yeah, so set it up there. We're gonna have the Usos, Darutunga, Marco Makidikali. I look forward to that. But yeah, it's a good promo here. 43, happy with that. Awesome stuff. Obviously, then we go backstage to obviously we go see that obviously Vince has got all his stuff, and the security people are escorting him out of the arena, but he's not happy at all. For a 64, just a simple kind of backstage segment where he's been escorted out of the building, so nothing crazy can happen there. So yeah, so for 64, happy with that, very good. So obviously we go to the Miz and R-Truth that are in that WWE tournament, and they are watching this, and they were just not happy what's going on, saying everyone, like most people, they're confused, like Vince is gone, how's he going to run the show, how Triple H is going to be like. And obviously they're talking about how they're going to win the championships, how they're robbed, all kinds of lovely stuff like that. So for 76, awesome there, all greens there, good stuff here. But yes, obviously the Miz is talking about how talking about how they're robbed. They should have won the Money in the Bank. They were so close, but they were robbed. You know, Alberto Del Rio didn't want it, didn't deserve it. Obviously they're gonna make that right, because the Miz is going to become the new WWE champion. And R-Truth said, well, one of us wins. It doesn't matter, because we're something new, something fresh for this company. But obviously you've got Alex Riley coming in, kind of laughing his ass off when he hears this saying, you two, WWE champion, please. And you weren't even close to winning. You were on your ass, you know, outside the ring, where I was like fingertips away from winning the Money in the Bank. You were nowhere near. And obviously why I was saying this, obviously R-Truth and the Miz look at each other, and then they just attack Alex Riley. But obviously Rey Mysterio and Kofi Kingston see this, try to break it up, you know, saying, what is this? Don't, you know, how dare you, what kind of stuff. Sets up backstage brawl, and basically we're like, oh, do you want to, you know, you're talking about you want a big game, you know, talking a big game, what about you two fight us tonight? And obviously like, yeah, bring it on. And that sets up a match, and when's that match? The match is next. Tag Team Championship, 4 people that are involved in the WWE Championship tournament going against each other in a tag team match. Will there be advantage? Who's going to get the kind of more momentum going into those 2 matches next week? Let's find out. And obviously Alex Riley is on commentary in this one, because obviously I want him involved in this tournament, in this story. So 76 of that segment. So the question is, who's going to get the upper hand? It's going to be Rey Mysterio, it's going to be Kofi Kingston, or it's going to be R-Truth and The Miz? Let's find out, and the winner of the match is... Well, 79, loving that, great score. It is Rey Mysterio, and Kofi Kingston gets the win, with obviously Kofi Kingston pinning R-Truth for with the Trouble in Paradise. I put The Miz, but it still kind of works with the segment I want to do, with a situation of it's a good match, but obviously The Miz can't get enough of Alex Riley on commentary. He gets too distracted. He turns around. The Miz gets hit by Trouble in Paradise. R-Truth is shocked what's happened. He turns around. Trouble in Paradise. 1, 2, 3. He gets the win. And Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio going to have the momentum going into their match next week in the WWE Championship tournament. But good scores here: 80 by Rey Mysterio, a 70 by Kofi, 62 by R-Truth, and 76. So all good scores here, all in the green, all good stuff. So yeah, 79. And and obviously end this segment with obviously afterwards with obviously Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, and Alex Riley celebrating, just happy with beating The Miz and R-Truth. Well, we'll find out maybe later on that maybe The Miz and R-Truth are not happy with this and might want to get some retaliation. So obviously after that we go backstage and hear from the John Morrison. Obviously, the first quarterfinal match of the W Championship tournament starts. It's going to be next, but before that, we hear from John Morrison for 71. Apparently, off he's not well, was off the script. I don't know, but I doubt that's true in real life. But he's just kind of talking about John Morrison sitting there saying he's tightly worked his ass off over the years. Again, new era, new start. I deserve, like, working his ass off. I deserve to be new W champion, because if there's one thing this company needs right now is a hard-working guy that can put up all the stops to be your W champion, and that's what's going to be me tonight. And I'm going to start by beating Alberto Del Rio, and I'm going to win that championship, because he believes all the hard work he's done, he believes he deserves it. He's won everything. You've pretty much won this company except for the big one. So let's see if he can win tonight. But obviously he has to face Alberto Del Rio, and he has something else to say about that. Obviously we go same with him for a 79. Very good there. Very good by Alberto Del Rio. But yes, obviously talking about that, this championship needs to have class. It needs to have a bit of Alberto Del Rio flair. It needs to be him, because obviously, yes, he's got the briefcase, but he might not need the briefcase because he might be champion already. But because obviously he tried, but obviously CM Punk, the coward that he is, the punk that he is, walked out on the company. Well, I'll sit there and just take the new championship and be more classy and better than he ever is. So obviously Punk's gone. He's here, and he's going to beat John Morrison. He's going to win that championship tonight. And sets up a very interesting first quarter-final match. Who's going to win? It's going to be Alberto Del Rio, or is it going to be John Morrison? Let's find out now. Let's find out now who's going to win. Let's find out. For 67, not great score. I was expecting a little bit better, but it said it, but not enough selling. Interesting. I don't know what it is, but yeah, 77. Alberto Del Rio, 66. From John Morrison. Maybe selling put the score down, but that's fine. But Alberto Del Rio wins with the cross arm breaker, not the bridge German suplex. That's a weird finish, but yes, obviously this how I put it is Alberto Del Rio was locking in the arm breaker because he worked on the arm obviously all through the match, and obviously eventually it was too much for John Morrison, and because of the arm he couldn't climb and do his Starship Pain or any of his high flying moves. He did valiantly, but Alberto Del Rio, the pain was too much, and Alberto Del Rio advances to the semi-finals of the WWE Championship tournament, and cannot wait to see where that goes. But that's awesome. So obviously that'll be next week, so he's into the semi-final. But we've still got another quarter-final happening tonight. Obviously John Cena, Dolph Ziggler going to be in the main event, but obviously Triple H is watching all this unfold backstage, and he is very, very happy with what he's seen. But then John Cena walks in and kind of congratulates on Triple H being in charge. 183, loving that, great stuff, all in the greens there, all good chemistry, liking that. But I like the idea that Triple H is saying, well, thanks John for thanks for your kind words, but obviously this is a new era. I mean, I could have easily just given you the title, but you did lose, and we need new champion here. But thank you for the stuff there. And obviously while we're talking about new era, new champions, Dolph Ziggler walks in sitting on, as always, sucking up to the boss. Are we was it John Cena? As always, was it Dolph Ziggler? It's like, I've got a pain state, work my ass off. You automatically get into this. Yes, I'm into it, but I'm gonna work my ass off to win this championship, because everyone always underestimates Dolph Ziggler. But tonight I'm gonna beat you, and I'm gonna become the new champion, and they're gonna make this era all about hard work and Dolph Ziggler. So 83, awesome stuff there. I'm loving it. So but yes, good stuff. But this sets up the idea that Triple H is kind of in charge, but a lot of people don't really like him in charge. That's what I want to kind of put across, that and John Cena, like, kind of there was resentment against him for what happened, and I don't think they really pushed that across, but in this will say if they will. So 83, that's cool stuff there. So then we go back to another segment backstage where Natalya is going to interview after with her, talking about her match next, and talking about how she is going to show what real women's wrestling is all about. For 51, very happy there. Obviously her match is against Caitlyn. It's going to be next, but basically it's Natalya kind of pointing across that she's like, what happened, Kelly, the Brie Bella match was god awful last night. That's not the best that women wrestling can be. I am Natalya. I am literally the last person to graduate. One of the people that graduated from the Heart Dungeon. Wrestling's in my blood, and I'm seeing that is a disgrace. I'm going to prove what women wrestling should be and what it's all about. And tonight, Caitlin is going to suffer for her message. So, obviously, that match is next. Natalya versus Caitlin. Who's going to win? Who's going to get the victory? And we'll find out right now and who's going to victory is. For 47, that's actually not bad. I'm liking that. It's obviously Natalya with a submission, a sharpshooter for the win. Caitlin obviously got a nice 30, 55 by Natalya. Good stuff there. All greens again. Again, not a lot of really bad stuff going on in the show. Really happy where this is going. But 47, for the women's division, it's not there yet, but I plan to do something with it. Yes, obviously, but then what I like is afterwards, obviously Natalya has got the sharpshooter. She's locked it in. You got Caitlin. She's tapping, but she won't let go. And obviously, to send the message that this is what women's wrestling is all about. But obviously, Kelly comes back. Obviously, this is going to be a situation. Kelly comes in for the save, but so basically, the situation of it's a message sent saying this is what women's wrestling is all about. Maybe it's setting up with Kelly coming out for the save, but maybe it might set up a wrestling. Maybe it might set up a title match. We don't know. Well, I do, but they don't know. So it might set up a thing. But I just like the idea that basically Natalya, maybe like Beth Phoenix and other wrestlers are kind of going. They're tired of women's wrestling being disrespected, and they're going to start showing what it really is about. That there are women's wrestling out there, great women's wrestlers that can prove, how good they are. So I like that. So, but with more attacks going inside the ring, there's obviously attack backstage. We cut to backstage with obviously there seems to be a brawl or a fight at the back. Obviously it is between R-Truth and The Miz attacking Kofi Kingston and Steel. As I said, they're not happy with their defeat earlier in the night, and they want retribution for a 68. Pretty good there. Obviously R-Truth is underperforming. It's not great, but it's fine. But it's quite good stuff. But yes, it's just basically obviously they didn't like the victory, them getting defeat, so obviously attacking them from behind, also getting broken up by security and road agents. But yeah, sets up kind of like both of their quarterfinal matches next week. Obviously, The Miz going against Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio going against the R-Truth. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, good stuff here. So, but yeah, 68 good. But yeah, it's just a setup and also set up a little bit of chaos going up. That obviously with new era, but there's still a lot of not being able to control backstage. It's just starting little snippets of it happening. But yes, obviously that sets up to the main event. That is Dolph Ziggler going to get John Cena. Who's going to get to the semi-finals of the WWE Championship Tournament? Who's going to be? It's going to be John Cena. It's going to be Dolph Ziggler. Let's find out in the main event of this edition of Raw. Let's find out. And the winner is 83. Loving that. All gone above score. You got John Cena 81, 71 by Dolph Ziggler. But yes, John Cena wins with an attitude adjustment. Yes. I know what you're thinking. I got to put John Cena. I mean, during 2011, I kind of this way it is, isn't it? I mean, I would love to push Dolph. I'm going to hopefully plan to push Dolph. But yes, obviously, but this how I want to do it is Dolph it's like showing, wanting to come out of this looking really strong. Because he's he's really put everything into it. John Cena's basically on the mat for most of it. But John Cena does what he does very well, is he just hits one attitude adjustment out of nowhere. Gets the win, an 83. And they're real greens, but great stuff here. But that sets up that obviously they get the win. John Cena gets the win. He's celebrating in the ring, and then he sees the top of the stage. He sees his opponent in the semi-final match in 2 weeks, Alberto Del Rio, and sets and basically a nice, good old-fashioned stare down to end the show. Well, 73, loving that. Very good, solid show, I think should be. And so it ends up both setting up the semi-final, and hopefully I might set up a good, interesting stuff next week. But yes, we have our two semi-finalists, John Cena and Alberto Del Rio. Next week we'll find out who the other two semi-finalists are going to be. But yes, all setting up quite nicely for this WWE Championship Tournament and this Summer Punk save. So 73, end the show. Let's find out what score we get. Let's hopefully get a good score to kick off this new era. 72, loving that. Very happy with that score. Obviously, the best match of the night was obviously the main event, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler for an 83. Obviously, the tag team match between 79 there by Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio, good Miz and R-Truth. The women's division, good score, 46, 40s, 60s, that kind of 40, 50s. That's good. Tag team division not as great, but that's, I can, you know, but 46 was the idea that basically they got like a 43 and a 43's 44 is pretty good for like lower mid cards, so it's good even kind of show. But I'm happy with that. A lot of greens, a lot of goods. Hopefully that start something better in the future. But 72, happy with that. Yeah, so great start of the save. So awesome stuff there. 22, that's like a really good score. I don't think in my modern day WWE save I got a good score like that. 72, really good stuff. Obviously the main event got a good score, as well as the tag team match between the Miz and R-Truth versus Rey Mysterio and Kofi Kingston. The tag team division done really well. The tag team gone 40-40s. You got the women's done about 50s. So the, you know, good solid start. So obviously I can build them up to maybe getting them to 60s and the tag division a bit more in the future. But yeah, good score. A lot of greens, a lot of in the 70s and maybe in 80s. So yeah, good score in the sense of the game. Storyline wise, I'm really happy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, because I was about to show with this one, because obviously I think it doesn't need something. But let me know what you think if you enjoyed this first episode of Raw, obviously. But yeah, 72, very happy with that. That's hope we can keep these kind of 70s, 80s going into the rest of this save. But yes, obviously, as you know, obviously this is obviously Monday Raw. I'll be back for Monday Raw. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Because obviously, next week is going to be the SmackDown debut edition. Obviously, there's a lot of changes we're going to put in that one. So obviously, the Raw one's kind of more like the structure, but SmackDown, anything can happen. I can basically do whatever I want, because no one really cared about SmackDown back then, but I do. So I'm going to put some dividing lines with SmackDown and going to do some really cool stuff there. So but yes, obviously join me then next week. Obviously that'll be up next week, I'll make sure of it. Any changes, let me you can check me out on my Twitter at StuartIrvine91 or my Instagram at Irvine/Stuart if you want to, and any changes of that will happen if it's going to be released or not. But yeah, so good start. Obviously we'll find out in 2 weeks what happens in Raw, what happens next week. But obviously next week we've got SmackDown, so I can't wait to show you that. So what more I can say is I've been Stuart Irvine. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll be back next week for more Summer Punk TEW save shenanigans. Let's go. So have a good rest of your week, everyone. Bye bye.